The Curse of the Werewolf. Part 3. The forest was thick with tension as Lucas fought to hold his ground. His heart pounded in his chest as Elias, now a savage werewolf, towered over him, claws gleaming in the moonlight, eyes glowing with malevolent fury. The moon was full, its light casting long, eerie shadows that seemed to stretch across the entire forest. Lucas could feel the curse growing stronger inside him, the beast fighting to break free, but he clung desperately to the last shreds of his humanity. He had to keep control. He couldn't let the curse consume him. But Elias was relentless. Lucas's body ached with exhaustion. The transformation had left him weaker than usual, and he knew he couldn't last much longer. Elias was faster, stronger, and his mind was fully overtaken by the beast. Every time Lucas thought he had gained the upper hand, Elias would recover and launch another vicious attack. The struggle felt endless, and the wolf inside Lucas threatened to overpower him. In the midst of the battle, a sudden realization gripped him: he couldn't win this fight alone. Before the curse had even begun to take hold of Elias, Lucas had made a difficult decision. He had confided in the village head, Alistair, about his greatest fear, the knowledge that silver and fire were the only true ways to defeat a werewolf. Silver could burn through their flesh like no other weapon, and fire could cleanse them, reducing the beast to ashes. But Lucas knew the pain these weapons would cause. And more than that, he feared the possibility that one day, he would be too dangerous to contain. So, he had told Alistair the grim truth.
If I ever lose control completely, if the beast inside me takes over,
Lucas had said, his voice trembling as he recalled the first time he had transformed.
if I become a danger to the village, you must kill me. You must use fire and silver. They are the only things that can stop me.
Alistair had listened silently, his expression grave, but he had nodded. He had made no promises, but Lucas could see in his eyes the resolve to do what was necessary, no matter how painful. Now, in the thick of the fight, Lucas realized that Elias had reached that point. The curse had fully taken hold of Elias, and he had become a force of destruction. He had to survive. The village had to survive. But the only way to stop Elias was to use the very methods Lucas had feared. Silver and fire. Just as Elias lunged at him, claws extended, teeth bared, Lucas saw a flash of movement in the distance. His heart skipped a beat. Through the trees, 10 villagers emerged, with Alistair at the front. They were armed, each holding a torch, and one of them wielded a gleaming silver sword. The villagers had come to rescue him. Lucas could barely stand, his legs shaking with exhaustion, but he managed to hold his ground. He shouted as loud as he could, his voice hoarse from the struggle, Alistair.
Please, you have to do it. Use the silver and fire, stop Elias.
Alistair's face was a mixture of sorrow and determination. He had seen the curse firsthand and knew the only way to protect the village was to destroy the beast, no matter the cost. The villagers moved into position, spreading out and preparing for the confrontation. Elias, momentarily distracted by the newcomers, turned his wild eyes toward the group. The sight of fire seemed to agitate him further, and he let out a guttural growl. His massive frame rippled with muscle, and his claws scraped against the ground as he paced, ready to strike. Alistair raised his hand, signaling the villagers to hold back for a moment.
Stay close,
he ordered.
The moment we strike, we must strike together.
One of the villagers with a torch stepped forward, brandishing it high above his head. The flames crackled in the night air, casting dancing shadows that only seemed to heighten the tension. Elias's eyes fixed on the fire, and a low growl escaped his throat. The beast didn't like fire, it feared it, and that fear only made Elias more dangerous. With a swift motion, Alistair gave the command. Now! The villager hurled the torch toward Elias, and the flames spread across his fur as the torch hit its mark. Elias roared in agony as the fire burned through his thick coat. He swiped at the flames, but they only spread, licking at his flesh. The pain was unbearable, but it did not stop him. At the same time, another villager lunged forward with the silver sword, its blade gleaming with deadly light. With precision, the sword sliced through the air, landing a sharp blow to Elias's shoulder. The silver burned as it cut through his skin, and Elias howled, a sound of both fury and pain that echoed through the forest. Lucas, barely able to move, watched the scene unfold in a blur of motion. The fire crackled, the sword struck again, and Elias's movements became erratic, his monstrous form swaying as the pain from the silver and flames took hold. But still, Elias fought. He lunged at the villagers, his claws flashing, but the fire kept him at bay. The villagers circled around him, keeping their distance but striking whenever the opportunity presented itself. The silver sword danced through the air, finding its mark again and again, each strike weakening Elias further. Lucas knew that this was the only way. As painful as it was, this was the only path to saving the village from the curse. He had never wanted this, he never wanted the curse to take control of anyone else, but Elias had been consumed. There was no other choice now. With every blow from the silver sword, Elias's roars grew weaker, his movements slower. The villagers, though terrified, pressed on with their task, knowing they were saving not just themselves but their home. Finally, with one last devastating strike, the silver sword pierced Elias's heart. The werewolf collapsed, its massive form crumpling to the ground. The flames that had once consumed him now flickered out, leaving only the smoldering remains of the creature. The battle was over. Lucas fell to his knees, gasping for air, his body bruised and battered from the fight. His eyes, once filled with fear, now looked upon the remains of Elias, another victim of the curse. He felt a heavy weight in his chest. Another soul had been lost to the darkness. Alistair approached him, the silver sword still in his hand, his face filled with sorrow.
I'm sorry, Lucas. I never wanted it to come to this.
Lucas shook his head weakly, a sad smile on his face.
It wasn't your fault, Alistair. You did what had to be done. He paused, looking at the villagers, who stood at a distance, exhausted and relieved.
We all did. Alistair nodded, understanding the weight of the moment.
The curse is powerful, but we are stronger when we stand together. We'll find a way to stop it, once and for all.
Lucas stood slowly, supported by the village head. The fight had been brutal, but it wasn't over. The curse had taken another life, but Lucas knew now that he wasn't alone. The villagers had stood by him, even when the darkness seemed insurmountable. And together, they would fight the curse as many times as it took. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, Lucas stood with the village head, ready for whatever came next. The moon might rise again, but so would they.